What is up, gang?
Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to another Overskill Live. How's everybody doing? Swiss hello. Ooh, I'm not even, Karen, I really want to try and say that, but I don't think I can. But thank you.
Yeah, I have no.
Yeah.
Sally's Zami.
Hello, as an American hello. What's up, Anne from Florida? We had some people in from Europe yesterday. The temperature there was beautiful. And what's it like in Florida right now? How's it feeling there? What's up, everybody? What's up, Mark? What's up, Ernie? All right, y'all. I hope everybody's doing really well. Yesterday we kind of dived into a little bit of the composer, trying to give you guys some tips and some help on how to actually build an overskill and how to do it really successfully. What we really wanted to get across was that it's way easier than you think. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to make it harder than it needs to be. Just a couple sentences as if you were explaining it to a friend. Like, that's how easy it is. And so yesterday, like I said, we showed you kind of how to build. So today we wanted to kind of help and show you how to make it a little bit more real. And so we've got some ideas on what we're going to show you guys. But just like I said, in order to make sure that you guys understand how simple it could be, I wanted to give you guys sort of a quick prompt that I'm going to build here with you now. And we're going to kind of see what it can actually do and what it can actually make. And hopefully this will make a lot of sense for you guys. So Mr. Chad, if you don't mind showing my screen real quick. Yeah. So I'm just going to ask really quick, build a booking app for a mobile car detailing business. Customers pick a package, choose their date and time, enter their address, get a confirmation, include an admin view where I can see every upcoming appointment. And so maybe you're not a car detailer. Maybe you are a coach or a consultant. Or maybe you've got other things that you're doing that you want to have people book your services, whether that's even like a hair salon or any other sort of brick and mortar stuff. You have customers who you're wanting to book. You're wanting to have an admin view to be able to see who's booked. You want to get notifications on all that stuff. So wherever you are, I want to make sure that we can actually create this for you. So I'm going to let it go ahead and start spinning this up. And I already sort of made it already, like literally the exact same prompt. You can see it here. Build a booking app, mobile car detailing service. And this is what it built. That's not even a picture I asked. Dang. And so look, it like literally built all this stuff out. It's got all of the pricing. I didn't tell it any pricing, but it built all of this pricing into it. And it actually made the entire thing. And so it shows us the packages, shows us how it works, shows us booking. And you can even see here, I kind of wanted to show this off yesterday. But here's a way to preview what your app actually built. And so this little thing here, if you click on this little drop down, it actually shows you what is basically your site map. And so it shows you all of the pages it's built out. So it's built out that home page. That's the page that we were on just here. And then it also built this booking page. So that's where that book now button would have actually taken us. And so I'll even show you that here. So if I click book now, it takes us to this page here. And then this is where somebody could actually book. And then there's the actual admin dashboard. And so you can see here that this one has got a little lock next to it. That means that it is locked. It requires a sign in, and you can actually set the terms on all of that sort of stuff. And so you can also preview as particular users. So like if I tried to preview the dashboard as an end user, like it just literally won't let me. It tells me I'm forbidden. But if I'm an end user trying to book, this is what I would see. And so a little bit of inside ball knowledge for all that sort of stuff. And so this is what it made. This is what it built. And so hopefully that can kind of show you guys all of the really, really cool stuff that you guys can build here in just a few minutes. Like like I said, I already put this in just to make sure it was ready for you guys. But it only took like 10 minutes. And even something else that I thought was really cool was I literally just put in that one prompt. I haven't done anything else to this whole thing. But as I came back, it actually detected errors before I even saw the errors, and It started shipping all of that and fixing all of that. Oh, yeah. And I was like, automatic error detection, got to fix that. And so it like build error was detected, went through, fixed all of that for me. And so even without me having to do anything, it automatically detected errors and built all of that out. And so here is a like one prompt already done, booking service. And so,
Yeah, and Karen's asking you, is that what you see before you build? No, this is just another prompt that he used that already was built, and he's just showing off that one. He's sending the other prompts. So
yeah, so the other one I made here, this is the one I just did with you guys, where I just pasted it, and so it's building all of this stuff out right now. So like it's wiring the routes, it's building the admin, building the booking wizard, building the landing page, all that sort of stuff. But I wanted to go ahead and show off something. So I already put in this prompt earlier. So this is actually all that it made, and it's literally a published site. And so I clicked publish earlier, and it is a real site. You guys can go to detailbook.overskill.app, and you guys can go book a service. And so I want the express shine, continue. Let's do it for Tuesday at 10:30. Continue. My name is Robertson. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Sorry, these mics make it hard to type.
I know.
I am Robertson at ClickFunnels. My phone number, y'all don't get to know that. And then service address. Where should we? Ooh, let's go with 123 Palm Avenue. I like that. Palm Avenue, Texas. Notes from my detailer. Car is very dirty. Boom. Confirm the booking. All right, so it says we're booked. I want to go see here and see if I can actually, as an admin, come in here and actually see what it looks like. And so there are two ways to do that. You can actually build it in if you wanted to, where if you are the admin, you can have like your own login and stuff like that, set it as a button. Honestly, what I'd usually just do is just hit admin, so /admin. Go home. Oh no, it's not working. Let's see if we can fix it. Okay. Hey, so when I tried to go to the admin dashboard from /admin, it wouldn't allow me to do that. Can you look into that and see if it's not working, seeing what's going on there? Boom. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Upcoming appointment. So, although the path, for whatever reason, I wasn't actually able to get there, you can even see, even in the preview here, all of that came through. Tuesday, September 1st, 123 Palm Avenue, Texas. This thing is ready. Sorry, I want to make sure I get you Zest. I've missed some live, but don't need to have thorough prompt once we start a new version to keep from failing the build. No, Zest. So this is like literally just a service as an example for all of you guys. Like this is as simple as the prompts need to be. And so the way I think the best way to build on Overskill is to keep it simple and to build on top of it, like to build iteratively. It's in the same way that you would build literally anything, like Legos to like actual full-scale buildings, houses. You start with the bare bones, you start with the beginning, and you build off of it and you build from there. Because I think a lot of the time, some of the issues we run into, and even some of the issues I've run into in the past, is I tried to build a huge, complex, crazy app. And from there, when it actually spit out whatever I was done with, I wanted to go back and fix some things, but it had already built out so much that going back and ripping sort of the stuff out of the app that I didn't want or wanted to change or didn't like how it did it, that actually cost credits on both ends. Like I built a really complex app and then had to go and change a bunch of stuff in it. And so in all honesty, like Zest, I would say the thing you should do when you're building your apps is just start small and build off of it from there. And you genuinely will, I believe, use a lot less credits doing that because you could build from the ground up. Instead of having to build an incredibly thorough, big, giant prompt, you can just build simply like, this is 2 sentences.
Yeah, I mean, from my experience, when I put in something like really complex, that's where I get a lot of issues. And that's where it tries to fix itself and fix all the things going behind the scenes of it building. And also, yeah, the prompt or the idea of just like getting that main thing that you need out of it, like that's what I start with. Because, yeah, I could go through and I could just plan out and make it super complex. Like I want this, I want this, I want this, but it has to build all of that at once, like the first time. I don't want that. So I would just go in, like Robertson said, and just build your main idea first. Plus, like, what's what's exciting about this is, like we said yesterday, suggestions. Like I've been working on the Get Junky With It website I showed yesterday, and I've literally gotten like 4 or 5 suggestions in a row. I just clicked on the suggestion because it gives some great ideas of like stuff I didn't even think about. So use the suggestions, because like even if you click on the suggestion, it'll like populate the chat and you can look at what it wants to prompt. But sometimes I'm like, oh, that's great, but I want to add in a few extra details. You can do that as well.
So I went back. I went back to go check on the other one because I had literally given the same prompt again to a different one, and you can see there was a connection interrupted. Just hit continue, and it doesn't spend any more credits or break anything. It holds on. It caches all the stuff it's been working on. So if you run into that too, like just hit continue. It'll keep working from where it's been. But something while you guys are waiting, because I saw this question come in from is it Merrily Waters? You asked about playing while you wait. So this little there are 2 games. There's Asteroids and there's Snake. And your question was, can you actually earn credits? And the answer is yeah. Yeah, you definitely can earn credits just by playing these little games.
Dante does this all the time.
Yeah. So let's see. There's a leaderboard.
He's usually on the leaderboard.
Yeah,
He's
hold on.
Always playing
where is the leaderboard? There you go. So there you go. There's Dante at 37,000. There we got Marco, Noel. Marco, goodness gracious. Wow. Hold on. 320. It's not even a my best is 6,000. Marco, you're crazy, dude. And look, there we go. We got Todd. But yeah, Merrily, you can earn credits by playing just this silly game while you wait and while it's building out your apps. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully that helps you guys better understand that stuff. And so like literally from one single 2-sentence prompt, obviously you can make it more complex. You can do a lot more stuff with it. You can do things like even just tell it like, hey, I want to receive an email when somebody books. So actually, yeah, let's do that. I want to receive an email when somebody books. So will you just email me as soon as somebody actually books something, and that way I can actually see it as soon as it comes in. Boom, I'll go ahead and send that. And I guess we got somebody, Lookadoo. I assume that's somebody in the chat. Lookadoo. I got you. I got your appointment, Lookadoo. I'm coming at you. You got a hot rod. Me at Google. I don't know how you got that. But here's the thing. I really want it to be clear. Like, you guys can create, and it can be done really easy. It's obviously not everything is going to come in the first prompt, but a lot can. A lot more than you think. It's a lot simpler than you think. So wanted to show that off because I think this is, even though it's for a car detailing, this idea of like book a service, get an email, have an admin dashboard that I can see my customers in, that prompt can be used for literally anything, like almost any business vertical, anything like that. So wanted to show that off for you guys. That way you guys actually have something and can see that I can literally build something very simple for my business today, right now, in a single prompt and in 10 minutes.
Yeah. What other questions do we have?
All right, Zest, I'll speak a little louder for you. I'll speak up for you.
Credits. Oh, from the game. Seen how many credits? I don't know. That's Jason. Do we know that?
So the mechanism for auto distributing credits is not active yet because we don't want people gaming the system.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it.
We will from time to time send credits to leaderboard.
Yeah, so in order to actually get credits, you have to be on the leaderboard because right now it's a manual process for us to do that. And the reason being, in all honesty, is that it's very easy to game the system on playing a game and earning lots of credits. And so we do want to reward you guys for sticking around and playing a game. But where's the fire button on Asteroids? It's your space bar. It's your space bar for Zest. It's your space bar. So you can, your arrow keys, your left and right, give you your direction. Your space bar is your firing.
That's
and then
you can move. I didn't know you could move.
Yeah, I didn't know this
I
forever.
thought you just spinned around and shot.
But no, and then up and down on your arrow keys, that's how you move. That's how you move forward and backward. Hopefully that helps. but yeah, so as far as the credits go for the game, that's a manual process on our end as it stands right now, just because it can be very easily gamed. And so we want to make sure people who are playing the game and on the leaderboard and doing that sort of stuff are actually doing it for that reason. So just watch on chat and live page here on YouTube. Okay. Olivine, I see your message on having an issue there. I'll definitely look into that and make sure. Oh, look. Oh, my thing. Confetti. It's done. Sorry, I got distracted. We'll look into that for you. I want to make sure that you're actually able to interact with us and
yeah. Actually.
And yes, there is a baby. Dante's baby was born yesterday, which is why you guys have us.
Yeah. Dante and family are still at the hospital.
Yeah.
He is texting though. I know we've been kind of like working on like what we're going to present on the show and the stream, and Dante's texting us. He's like, oh, you need to talk about this. So Dante really wants to be there. He even offered, he's like, maybe I'll just drive in. I'm like, no, stay with stay with your wife and your baby. So
we had to lock the doors to keep Dante away. So that way he wouldn't come in here and try to.
Because he would. He loves being here with you guys.
He does, for sure. And so one other thing too, I wanted to walk through with you guys is I talked a little bit about it yesterday about templates and remixing and all that sort of stuff. And I wanted to be really, really clear on that. Just to make sure that, because I think a lot of us, one of the things that will stop a lot of us from working is we're really worried about credit costs and stuff like that. We want to be wise with our credits and we want to make sure we're using them well and we don't want to be wasteful. And I totally understand that. I really, really do. And so I wanted to walk through templates and remixing and all of that because I think that's something that comes up often. And so, like I went through yesterday, if you go to overskill.com/templates, or if you are logged in and you literally just click templates on the top bar there, you can find we've got a ton of templates in here for you guys. And so we're adding more every single day, like I said yesterday. But I actually wanted to run through exactly what that whole thing looks like. And so here's how remixing and getting templates and credits, here's how all of that stuff works. And so I made Puzzle Diary yesterday. And so if you wanted to create your own version, there's a few ways to do that. So I don't have this as a template, but I could share my remix link. And so this is my remix link for this particular app. And so when you go to somebody's remix link, it will look just like this. It'll obviously have a little preview of their app. It will have their description of all that sort of stuff. And you can open a full demo in a new tab. So any app built on Overskill, unless it's toggled off, will have this remix on Overskill. So that's a way to get that remix link as well. And so when you remix an app, I'm just going to create this flat straight from this account and add it to mine. It will burn 0 credits because it's literally just copying that entire app and bringing it into yours. And so what that means is now a version of that app now exists for you. It's completely new, but has all of the stuff except any of the proprietary backend database stuff. But it imports the entire thing and it brings it into your account at 0 cost to you, and it is ready just then and there. And so literally costs 0, but what will cost you credits now is any changes you make from here on out. Just like if you created an app and you wanted it to do something a little bit different, you wanted to change details on it, you wanted it to notify anything like that. Any changes you now make to this app will cost credits. But the whole build that I just spent a ton of credits on yesterday, building out the Puzzle Diary thing, that's literally free to you. And so that's how importing, remixing an app actually works on that end. But if you do go to our templates, like here's one, rent roll. And yesterday, I think I saw somebody said that they were, had something to do with dogs. I couldn't remember exactly, but let's say you found this rent roll, you really liked the property management tool or whatever, but you liked the way it looked and you wanted to try and see, you wanted to remix it so that way it actually serves you. But you want it to be with you wanted it to work with dogs because you have like a dog grooming thing. So turn this into a, let's say, a dog grooming site. So now when I remix this, because I actually prompted it for a change, it will use a lot less credits because it has a lot of the app to actually go off of, but it will use some in order to remix it, to change it in the way that I asked it to. And so this won't be free because I asked Overskill to actually make a change to it. And so it won't be free in that way, but it will cost far less credits. And so for you guys who are trying to build something out, like I was saying yesterday, we have a ton of templates for you guys to use to go off of. We've been going through several different verticals, trying to build out stuff for you guys. And so if you guys are looking for a way to get started, go to the templates, see an app, look for an app that you think would be really good for you. We've got lots of different little tags here for you guys to use so you guys can actually build something out and make it wholly your own, and work from there. Because I think that'll be the best way to save you guys credits on actually building out your first app if that's what you're really, really worried about. And so here you go. Puzzle diary done, completed, cost me $0. Cost me nothing. But then this rent roll, because I'm asking it to change, it's going to cost me something. And so, again, kind of wanted to answer some questions on, again, credit cost, stuff like that, because I think, again, that's sort of the holdup for a lot of us. And so I wanted to have a really honest conversation about credits, about how to use them, about what it means, all of that sort of stuff. And so yesterday I introduced you guys to some of the models, what all that means. And so really quickly run through that again, just so you know, is depending on the thinking level, depending on the model you're using, all of that will affect the cost of your credits. Sorry, Ann, I was reading your message. I'll get to you in just 1 second. Oh, there you go. It's almost done. And so the higher your thinking level, the more credits it will cost, because that means it's going to be actually thinking harder, doing more work. When more work is required, it uses more credits. And so depending on your thinking level, that will cost more credits. And then also depending on whatever AI model you guys are using, that will cost more credits too. And so we've got these sort of little indicators here. These you can see based on the money signs. You kind of see that stuff on. I see that stuff for like restaurants on Google. Be like, is this like a double money restaurant? Is this a this is a 4? Ooh, I don't know.
A lot.
I was like, I don't know about a 4. But here are some of the different models, and I went through all those yesterday. And happy to go through them later on in the show if you guys need me to. But obviously the higher models, the ones that will be able to do more, will cost more. And somebody asked yesterday if there's a way to calculate how much something will cost and what exactly is like 1 Overskill credit to 1 USD. And so to answer both of those things, like, is there a way to estimate how much something will cost? The answer is just no. There's so many variables that goes into actually building an app, where it comes down to what AI model you're using, even just like time of day, because of things like Claude and a bunch of other like large language models. It just depends on how much they're being used. It could also come down to caching, on how much information it already has on your app and how much it can use. So there are so many variables on that sort of stuff. There's no way to calculate exactly what 1 Overskill credit is to like 1 USD, because it all changes on so many different things, from thinking level to AI model to caching to like what you're asking of it, all that sort of stuff. It can take a lot. So there's no way to actually do that. But the best way to set yourself up for success is, I think, we said this yesterday, but Overskill Max on Smart is your best bet as far as like best thinking model for the best cost, going to give you the best results, all of that lumped into one. Overskill Max on the Smart level will probably be the best thing that serves the most amount of people. And so hopefully that makes a lot more sense. I just wanted to be really straight with you guys as far as costs and stuff like that. Because anytime you're asking it to build something, it will cost. When you ask when you ask Overskill to do something, whether it's build an app or publish, when you're asking something of it, it will cost credits. All that stuff will vary. Like publishing does not cost a lot at all. Building stuff does. So all that stuff will cost. But like I showed, hopefully with the detail book, it was somewhere around 2,800 credits in order to build this site. And we got some people.
The gift of you app.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. We got to actually see people building it out and actually using it. And so hopefully that frees you guys up to think like, okay, I can get something off the ground, ready to work, and not as many credits as I thought. And I can actually do it really well. And I'll even give you guys this. I'll remix this template. I'll just throw this in the chat for you guys. If this detail book is something you want to use, but use it for your own services, like there you go. I just saved you a ton of credits there, and you can just use that.
Yeah. What's the link for that?
Yeah. Here, I'll get that remix for you. Get that.
We can add it to the page right below the video.
Boom. Threw it in chat there for a little bit, but also add it to the bottom of the page in some time too. And then here, the other one's done. Detail book is already done. The second one went with a gold theme on this one. Okay, nice. Packages, how it works. Oh, and it gave me the admin button. Nice. Shows me all that stuff there. So perfect. Both detail books are already done.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what that dog grooming one will be like.
Yeah, I am too, because I remixed
Right.
a tenant, a property management thing to being for dog grooming. I'm very curious.
And how much credits it uses for that one as well.
Yeah, very true. So yeah, let me see. The Good Life. Yeah, so that the car detailing one, like I showed earlier, if you go to that link, you'll see this, like create your own version. If you remix this, it'll bring like basically copy and paste version of this into your account at 0 credits, and you can change all of the details from there. So you can say like, oh, it's not actually for a car detailing service. This is actually for my hair salon, or this is for my roofing company, or for my pressure washing company, or for my coaching and consulting firm. I don't want to, so remove all the stuff that makes it for a car and change it out for anything like that. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, I can show how to toggle the thinking in the engine. So you can do that in 2 different places. So in either composer window, either in here, you can go, if you select this little 3-prong switcher, it will tell you what AI model you're using. So on this one, I'm using Max. One thing to note, if you are using one language model and switching to a new one, so if I go to Overskill Max and go over to Claude Opus 5, when you switch that AI model, it means that your next message will start fresh. And so all of the information that's been cached on that old model, it will burn just a few more credits switching over, just simply because it needs to catch up on everything that you just said. So it needs to catch up on everything that's already been done and been talked about, and it needs to get some proper context, and then it can start building from there. So it will probably use a few more credits and take a little longer the very first time, because it needs to get all that context and better understand what you're asking it to do. But that's that. So in this composer window, this little button here, you can switch to any of these different models if you are on a pro or higher account. And then the thinking level, it is this little hamburger menu here. So you can go thinking level, fast, smart, or max. And so that lives in the app composer window. Or if you go back to your homepage here, you can do that here by clicking this little box. So that will select your AI model. or you can hit this drop down for the same one, fast, smart, or max. So hopefully that helps you out. Oh, Chad, somebody asked about happy hour. Do you want to?
Yeah. Yeah, let me share
Zest,
my
we got
page.
you. Chad was researching exactly how happy hour works specifically for you, Zest, because we knew people were wanting to know.
Yeah. So let me pull up my screen. Yeah, so happy hour is going to be this lightning bolt up in the top right corner. Let me show you full screen so you can see it better. Yeah, and basically it says right here, extend cache lifetime for 5 minutes to an hour. Best for start editing, pause anytime in the window without losing cache. 2 left today. So I haven't used any yet. On my account, I have 2 to use today. So when you feel like you're about to just like focus on building, like you're just going to be building for the next hour, this is the time to use the happy hour, because like happy hour is a 1 hour of warm cache building. So your messages come back faster and they're going to cost fewer credits because rereading your app is billed at 90% off. So the only cost is the one-time picture fill on activation, which is why it's capped. So the Pro has 2 a day. If you upgrade to Team, I think you get 5 a day, and then flip it on when you sit down for like a real build session. So if you're really going to go in here and just, like I said, just focus on building, that's when you would use these, because it just is going to save you all that on that cache, because you're just constantly just building in the prompter. So I hope that explains it well. I know there's like it's hard to determine like exactly how much kind of credits you're going to save, but I just think overall, like when you use happy hour, you're saving a good bit, because it's not having to go through all that cache every single time.
Yeah. And for those of you guys who maybe aren't aware exactly really what caching is, it's basically just memory. So it keeps a memory of what everything you've been doing in a cache, so in a storage. And so that's why switching AI models can use up more credits, but happy hour can save you some, is because the cache will stay fresh with happy hour, and the storage that's been used for that memory on all of the things for your app. If you're switching AI models, the new model has to get caught up on everything. That way it doesn't completely break everything. And so one thing I saw Zest and someone else in the chat asked about specifically remixing. So in this particular remix link, the difference that you see, well, here, let me actually just restate their question. Show us again how to customize the app before remixing it, and how do you remix something prior to having it imported versus after it's actually imported. And so the reason that these two things look different is because one is using the remix link and one is from the template gallery. And so this remix link, as it currently stands, the way that we have remixes, if you're copying somebody else's app, and you're remixing somebody else's app not using a template, you'll just simply click create your own version. It will import that, copy it into your account. Then you can start doing the changes. In order to do those changes immediately from the jump, it has to be from a template. At least that's how we currently have it set up. May change that, may not, but all sort of depends on different things there. But in order to actually have all of those changes happen before you remix it, before you bring it into your account, it has to be from the templates. And so that's why when you're in the template gallery, you'll actually see here where it says customize before you remix. So you want to do local restaurant, all this, whatever. Then you remix it, as opposed to in a remix before. Sorry, let me just go back. None of that exists here. That's because one is a template, one is remixing from a template, one is remixing from an already built app that somebody else has made. So that's sort of the difference. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. And then Anne, I saw a question you asked about storage. I don't have an exact answer, so I sent that over to somebody. I'm waiting to get a response to that, just to make sure that I don't want to steer you wrong. So I wanted to make sure I got that right before.
Oh yeah, on the storage for taking photos.
Yeah. So, Anne, I have seen your question. I want to make sure to address it, but wanted to make sure I give you the right answer before just saying something. And
Yeah, and I was trying to build out on our live page the issue about signing in and getting a message about like checking on a bot, like if you're a bot, confirm that you're not a bot. That I think it's saying that's on the YouTube side. So it might be like because YouTube's embedded on our live page, it might be popping up like on the YouTube side to confirm that you're not a bot. So I was going into the live page to see if we could fix that, but it's saying it's a YouTube issue. So double check that you're signed into YouTube correctly on your end.
And then Zest, you asked about plan. So we've removed plan from the composer, removed plan from the builder, simply because I think it caused a lot more issues than.
Yeah, I think a lot of you were confused.
Yeah, and so
do I use plan? Do I use build?
Yeah, here's how it should function now. Is the way that it works with this is if you ask it to do something. But you're asking it, you're like trying to plan and figure it out. It should prompt as a question before it actually builds. I don't want to say that'll work every single time. So what I would do is you can plan in this little window. It will use the same amount of credits as it would have before with plan and all that other stuff. But there's just no switcher between plan and build.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using it recently, and that's kind of the cadence I've gotten into. It's like, okay, I just want to ask it a question because I want to build this into the app, but I don't know how to explain it. So I just ask the question, like, I'm thinking about doing this. Can we do this? Like, even just understanding if we can implement that into the app. And so it usually comes back and says, yeah, we can definitely do this. We can do this, 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 this. And then it'll give me some like follow-up questions that I usually answer. So that might be like one or two questions, and I answer both of them. And then it said, okay, do you want to go build with this? And that's where I say, yeah, go ahead, start building. So plan is built into prompting now. So you don't even have to think through which one you have to use. You just, like, if you have a question, just ask it in a question form. That's how I've been using it.
Yeah. And so, Anne, I got an answer for your storage question. So the way storage works, and hopefully this will help a lot of people, is if you're ever having users store anything on your app, on your site, or in any sort of form, here's how it actually works, is all of that storage is actually included in your subscription, up to 50 gigabytes. And so you don't have to worry about, I mean, in all honesty, for a lot of people, the amount of users it would take to get to over 50 gigs is going to be a lot. And so if you do hit an overage, like you do go over that 50 gigs of storage, which again is not going to be very many people, we will reach out to you guys and we'll be very transparent about storage and billing and all that sort of stuff. But like I said, for most people, for most users, you won't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, I think if that gets to like a massive amount of users.
Yeah. That would be incredible. So 50 gigabytes of local storage on, it's a part of your subscription for your apps. So hopefully, Anne, that answers your question. It's not something you need to worry about. And if you do go over, that means your app is incredibly successful and you're doing really, really well. So, but we'll reach out. We'll figure all that stuff out. We'll be really transparent on storage and billing and all that sort of stuff from there. I think we answered Marilee. I think we got that one.
Okay.
If not, we'll figure it out again. Overskill, light. My last two prompts were. Okay, Zest. I see your question about Overskill Lite and Max and having a prompt fail. I'll look into that a little bit more and we'll figure that out. I'll reach out to you.
Yeah. So someone's asking about the replays. They should be under. I was doing some updates to the page yesterday, and I think I took them off for a moment. So, but they should be back out on the page right below. It's usually on the waiting page. So after this live's done, you'll see the past live streams. Like this one will pop up right below it. If you can't if you don't see it for some reason, you can always go to our YouTube page, Overskill app at YouTube, and we have all the lives in the library there.
Penny, the 50 gigs is per Overskill account. Is that correct?
Per
Jason?
account.
50 gigs storage is per account? Okay, yeah, per account, not per app, but per account. When to use an app versus a funnel? For some of the apps, it seems like a web page or funnel would be fine. Yeah, in all honesty, Art, when it comes to any strategy discussion like that, it's impossible to say outside of like a very personal one-on-one coaching call, because everybody's verticals are different, everybody's systems are different, everybody's offers are different, and so here's what I'll say is, if you were trying to build something out like a functional funnel in Overskill, you can. If you're using ClickFunnels, that's what it's literally made for. It's perfect. It's really, really good at that. And Todd built it for that express purpose. And so really that comes down to whatever you're looking for. But what's great is Overskill and ClickFunnels, because they're made by the same guy, they integrate really, really well. And so we've got documentation on how to integrate those if you need it. But all of that stuff can be done. But again, it's impossible to really say exactly what express situations you'd probably want to funnel versus an app, because Overskill can build it. So really it just comes down to what you need. So, staying on happy hour for only one app versus your account. I believe it's actually account wide for your happy hour.
Account wide. We'll look into that.
Yeah, we'll look into that. But
good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I'll confirm, but I'm pretty sure it's account wide. But we'll look into that. I'll make sure we check in on that, Penny. So if I don't answer you tomorrow, shout at me. I got you. All right, y'all. We've only got a few minutes left here, so if there are any more questions, please let us know. We're more than happy to help you out. And then, yeah, like I said, sorry, I blanked there for a second, but yeah, if there's anything y'all need, we've got you. We're here for you. We are going to do another hoodie and credit giveaway here at the end, but before we do all that, we want to make sure that we're serving you guys with more than just credits. We want to give you guys actual answers for your questions. So if there's anything you need, definitely let us know.
Yeah, and I wanted to pull up to, so this is what I was talking about when we're talking about planning and imprompting. So right here, I was asking it in the prompt just about putting in this extra feature, and it came back with like 2 things you want to adjust before I start. And so it says at the end, reply and I'll build on top of your current cards. So it didn't build anything yet. So that's kind of like the planning phase of it. If I'm asking questions, it's going to tell me, hey, I actually have these questions before we start building. And so I literally just said, hey, 1 is good, 2, I wasn't even sure. So just you pick what you think is best. And so then that's when it started building. And that's where I've been focused on just using a lot of suggestions for this app. Real cool about this is, so Robertson's been building a lot of apps, and he was building like these admin side panels behind the scenes. And I was like, I just want to implement that into my admin page. So on this website, I created an admin page that we can go to, and this is what it built. So you can see this side panel now. And so like I'm building this out like suggestion by suggestion. I'm like, okay, I have leads, but I need to make my leads look better. Like I need to organize them, quoted, all leads, incomplete, booked, flagged. And I need to like click on the lead and look at all their information, their email, the address, view book job. I've added in like where they came, like if they came from the website or from Google, I can add that to my leads page. So like this is all the stuff I've been adding just from suggestions. And I think what's cool is it's like I said, like all these suggestions like were things I didn't even think about. you know, because like I'm not. This is like an idea I had from a friend. Like my friend wanted to start this junk removal business, and he's just kind of giving me all this information. He's like, yeah, it would be cool to have a crew route. I'm like, okay, cool. How does that work? And he's like, well, if it's booked, I can send out crews to different
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that.
addresses and places like that. And I'm like, okay, I'll build that in. We don't have anything live right now because it's not booked on the calendar, but it built this into the side panel of just my admin operations right here.
Dude,
And
there's so many times where I've been building an app and I've been looking at the suggestions like, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Where I'm like building something out and I'm like, wait, that's such a good idea. Like I was building one that like my kids, it's like a Mad Libs thing, except it builds like stories for my kids. And it was adding suggestions of like, oh, you should do AI image generation and it will take your story and like turn it into actual pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a good idea. And then it was like, oh, now that you've basically built a whole book, you should add a Printful integration and it will print out books. And I was like, wait, that's a great idea.
I know, like suggestions are great.
Yeah, they're really, really
every
good.
single one. I'm like, actually, I do think I want that. And then like another thing is he wants to like have this operations on an iPad. So when he goes to these bookings and he like rents it out to people, he wants to like sign off on stuff. So like it literally added like the sign off page, like checklist.
Nice.
You can let's see, continue.
Oh, not working. You gotta fix it.
Yeah, it's saying confirm at least 3. So
there you go.
but I could change that if I just wanted to be optional. Photos are optional. You can confirm weight. This is like a thing I need to confirm with him though, is like, do you want to like, I know like when you're taking all this junk in a trailer, like you have to go weigh it where you're, I guess taking the junk. Like, so that would probably happen after the fact. And I think that's where like we could add in some like, add-ons like in terms of pricing, like, oh, actually if you're over this certain amount of weight, we're going to add on $25 to the account because it's going to cost extra to deliver that. But we also added in a signature so he can have the customer sign on an iPad.
Oh, nice.
And confirm everything from there. So that's really cool. And that was from a suggestion too, from him, but I saw it in the suggestion. So I was like, oh, sick. It's already thinking of this. And like the signature thing too, like for mobile and for web, you can just draw on it.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
And Ann, I saw your, please share the Mad Libs. I will share. We've made a couple of them. I'll share that with y'all. But one thing too, Ann, I saw another one of your questions about bugs. And so here's what's super cool. This is one of my, I told y'all yesterday I had a moment building something out where I was like, this is stupid. Like how good this is like, it makes me mad. And so what's really cool is if you have somebody who you're working with and they notice a bug, as far as how you want to receive all the information, you'll have to figure that out. I would probably set something up like send in like an email form, like a contact us form that has stuff that will email you when anybody runs into anything, like create your own little support thing. But what's great is that when anything is broken in your Overskill apps, especially when it comes from a user or even from you, what I will do is I'll literally take a screenshot of whatever's busted or whatever's not working, and I will just send it to Overskill and say like, hey, this is what's wrong. This is broken. I need it fixed. Fix it. And so I'll sometimes use fancy language like diagnose and fix. But here, Chad, do you mind showing my screen real quick? This is one I made. I do not have a pressure washing business, but I was trying to think of stuff that people could build. So look, I literally just took screenshots and said like, hey, when trying to send a quote to a customer, we're getting an issue and getting the attached images and errors. Diagnose an issue, a fix. I did that, and it literally diagnosed an issue to fix. And so this was one of my moments where I was like, this is crazy. I don't even know what words to use to describe the error. So I'll just take a picture of it and give it to Overskill and say like, this isn't working.
Yep.
Fix it.
That's what I do all the time.
Yeah. And so you'll sometimes see it too. And I think it happened in one of my earlier apps where in like the bottom right-hand corner, it'll tell you what specific errors are. I'll literally just screenshot that, send it to Overskill and say like, fix this. I don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
And
I
it'll
mean,
be like, perfect.
Even on this live page, like people in the chat, like if I hovered over on my admin view, it would like the text would just move constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I just need to take a screenshot of before and after and send both of those screenshots.
Yeah.
Just to explain like what I'm visually seeing, and it gets it. It's like, oh yeah, I understand.
Mhm.
I see the problem. Let me fix that for you.
Yeah. I think what's really cool is, again, we tend to overcomplicate things. And so take pictures, give it to Overskill, give Overskill, like what Chad did yesterday, talking about DVDify, give it URLs, give it examples, give it context, and watch what it can do. It genuinely is really impressive. AI is getting really, really good. And what Todd has built is really, really good at figuring out what in the code needs to be fixed and needs to be done. And so, and that's what I would say. If you're running into issues where users are having a problem, literally screenshot it, ask them to take a screenshot, ask them to describe it the best they can, and then just tell Overskill, like, hey, this is broken, fix it. And it will go in and fix it. All right, y'all, just a few more minutes left. So last minute questions, go ahead and submit them if you've got them. And while you guys are doing that, we'll go ahead and get the spinner ready to go. We're going to do a hoodie giveaway first, and then we will do a credit giveaway. It's 5,000. So we're going to do the hoodie first, then the credits. But before we do that, go ahead and submit any more questions you've got, just in case there's anything you guys need from us. In case there's any questions that you guys still have lingering. And again, we're live here every single day. And so be here if you've got any questions. And the more questions you guys ask, the better we can form the show to serve you guys. Because that's genuinely what we're here for. We're here to serve you guys. We think Overskill is going to set a lot of people free. It's going to help people create things that they never were able to before. They've been gatekept from building online. And so we want to make sure that we want to tear down all those barriers where we can. So if you guys need us, we're here.
All right, loading it now. 5K credits. Or are we doing hoodie first? You said hoodie?
Yeah, we'll do hoodie first. We'll do hoodie first. So, Ann, the edit button, we actually were just talking about that yesterday, talking about sort of that functionality. You'll see it sometimes in your in the Composer. For all intents and purposes, it doesn't work for varying apps, and that's a lot to do with some metadata things that have happened as we've been building out the app. And so that edit function that you'll sometimes see in the Composer, honestly, best to just ask Overskill, because either way you're asking Overskill, whether or not you're using that edit button or if you're just asking it specifically for a small edit. Either way, just type it into the regular Composer window and it should be able to fix it. But yeah, we've got some plans for that editing function that don't currently work for some apps, so we're trying to dial that in. Penny, when is Overskill rolling out to the public? We just stay tuned.
Can we say that?
Just stay tuned. Yeah. We got something. Stay tuned.
We're planning.
We're planning.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had to guess, put it in the chat.
And then as far as actually handing over apps to clients, there's a couple different ways you can do that. You could, if you want to give them something that they can just use and you want to manage it for them, I would say you would probably just ask them to buy it from you, ask them to buy access to it, and you will help manage their app. Well, really, it'll be Overskill managing it, but you can help manage it that way. If you want to actually hand it over to them, you could do something where they would need to sign up for an Overskill account, and then you would give them a specific remix for that. You can do that just by using the remix link, turning it on for them for a moment, then giving it to them, and then turning it back off. So there are a couple different ways you can do that. It really just depends on how exactly you want to structure what it means to build out apps for somebody. If it's like a do it once and forget it, then they'll need to probably create an Overskill account to actually manage it. But if you want to manage it for them, then that might mean they pay you for you managing it in your own account.
Yeah. All right, great. I think I got the spin to win ready to go.
Perfect.
So let's spin for the first hoodie winner. I hear Todd in the background.
I know. I hear Todd. He just got here. Mark Wallace with the hoodie. Mark, if you wouldn't mind just emailing us, social@overskill.com. We'll need hoodie size, stuff like that, figure out how to ship it over to you. But yeah, just email us, social@overskill, and we'll get you all situated. All right, next is the 5K credits. We're giving 5K away today because we want, like I said, we want to set you guys up for success. We want you guys to win. And then Jenny with the 5K credits.
Congrats,
Jenny. So if you wouldn't mind, like I said, email us, social@overskill.com. We'll get you all situated. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. Let us know in the chat what else we can do for y'all, ideas you want for tomorrow, specific things you need us to talk about. Always ask your questions. We're here to help. We're here to serve. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, and if we didn't get to the Q&A questions, like one of your questions, we're having that save in all these sessions. So we're going through every question, even from the past few weeks. We're trying to like narrow down all these questions that people ask, like just back and forth. Like a bunch of people ask the same questions. And so we're going in, we're saving those, we're logging those, and we're trying to even build out an FAQ that probably could be helpful for these live calls that we could just bring up and answer all those same questions. So keep asking questions. That's why I kind of leave like the live page up just for a little bit after we sign off, so you can just ask questions or just interact in the chat for a little bit. Feel free to ask questions that we probably didn't have time to get to today. But I appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.